prior to Biden dropping out of the race, he's in the race around June or May. One of my vice presidents, a woman named Joan Corey out of my local, she sits on our general executive board, was at an event with Vice President Harris. And, you know, they're going through the line to get the picture, and Joan introduces herself to Vice President Harris, says, I'm Joan Corey. I'm on the general executive board for the Teamsters. She goes, Teamsters? You better get on board. You better get on board. Better get on board soon. Says it to my vice president.
To her face?
To her face. So she comes back. We have the meeting the next day.
Damn.
And she tells me this.
I thought I was arrogant. That's really arrogant.
So she tells me this. So I call up Marty Walsh. He wasn't the Secretary of Labor, but, you know, he was pushing hard for us to make the endorsement. I'm like, let me ask you a question, Marty. Excuse my French. Who does this lady think she is? Like, if I want to support from any organization, I am not going to point my finger in someone's face and say, you better get on board or else. But that's the attitude of this whole party.
Woo! As y'all seen in that clip right there, it gonna get this little video gonna get a little spicy. Shout out to them beautiful patriots around the world, my brothers and sisters. Merry Christmas. I hope everybody is blessed, well, and healthy. But I know them patriots say, can we please, when are we going to get to the point where we just stop talking about this lady? We are done with this lady. She lost. Yeah. Kamala. Kamala. Chameleon. Comrade. The sitting vice president. DEI. Didn't earn it. Didn't earn it. Not qualified. Unqualified. And then she come out there, I think she's drunk. Drunk the entire inventory. DEI, once again. What a disgrace. Billions of dollars. Billions. The media was on her side. The media was on her side. 90% positive coverage as well. Man. And we were the underdogs. But behind the scenes, man. They had a meeting. They came in there and said, who does she think she is? Telling us to get on board. You know, and we just barely endorsed that fella that could barely make it up the steps. He done fell down, dropped the elderly abuse. And he been declining since day one. Dying in the White House since day one. Unbelievable. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. But man, shout out to Tucker Carlson, y'all. We appreciate you, Fox. Fox, we appreciate you. Shout out to Tucker Carlson, man. Bringing some very important individuals on this interview. And he has amazing interviews, you know. And I told you, watch how all this stuff hits the fan after the election. Watch how everything comes out. People start speaking about things that we probably should have known from the beginning. I'm just saying, you know. You know, that now they come out and say, well, Trump was leading the entire time. That the polls were fake. Yeah, unbelievable, man. But let's get into this, y'all. I can't wait to get into this. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. God bless them beautiful patriots. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. I hope y'all got to spend some time with your loved ones. Still spending time with your loved ones. Give them a hug for me, man. We live in a very, very fast time travel in this corrupt scam matrix. You know, that's what we're living in, a corrupt scam matrix, no matter which way you want to put it. So I got love for everybody. One love to the human race. Shout out to my MAGA family. Shout out to the red wave. Shout out to the ones over here on this side. Shout out to the Dems, the left. We got love for y'all too. We love everybody, man. But now we see they coming over here to MAGA. They coming over here to the right side. They done got off the ship. People leaving the party live on air. Yeah, people probably won't never vote for a Democrat ever again after what took place this year and what's going on in some of these states. Oh man, actually everywhere. Yeah, what a disgrace. People making life decisions inside of a grocery store. You know, they told us that the Bidenomics is working, that they were doing such an amazing job with everything. You know, then we got things blowing up. People don't know what the hell is in the sky. I mean, man, what a disgrace it's been, man. People walking inside the store, just stealing it, just stealing, and then don't even know that stealing is a crime. Unbelievable. You know, it's a lot of people need to be held accountable. People need to put their hands behind their back. There's been a lot of inside jobs. You know, a lot of people done lied. A lot of people been butt naked behind closed doors. You know, we know what's going on. And I tell you, they need to release everything. Just release the list. Release everything. People were playing with that Diddy all. Had Diddy all on the floor, on the wall. Got Diddy all in the streets. They tried to put the tampons out in the street. Yeah. But we got to bring it back. Common sense got to come back, and we got to expose this thing, man. 2025 going to be one hell of a year. I hope y'all ready. But let's get into this, y'all. Let me stop talking. I know I done talked up a storm. They say, Rick, please stop talking. Please. Please, Rick, just shut the hell up. Please, Rick, shut up and play the video. So let's get into it, y'all.
On Tucker Carlson's podcast. Well, actually, not sure if it's a podcast, maybe more of a show, but anyways, on Tucker Carlson's X show, Tucker Carlson interviewed the Teamsters union president, and in a way, I guess we got a glimpse in how the cookie is made, a glimpse into the behind the scenes. We all remember that moment where Kamala Harris during the campaign season said that she was the, quote, underdog in this race, right?
We know what it's like to be the underdog, and we are the underdog in this race. And we have some hard work then ahead of us.
Well, she was presenting it as such, but apparently her behavior behind the scenes was suggesting something quite different. According to this Teamsters president, Kamala Harris was under the impression that she had this thing in the bag, a sort of confident arrogance about her, and in hindsight, a clearly unfounded confident arrogance. You know, I really think in the 2024 election, the Democrat Party thought that their influence and their power was unmatched and possibly unbeatable. Let me show you guys this stunning clip and why I think it's important. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so I pretty much laid out the context. Now just take a look at this interaction on the Tucker Carlson show between the Teamsters president and, of course, Tucker.
So this is what I played in the beginning of the video. That's why I said this video is going to be spicy, y'all. I really can't, I can't believe. And again, huge shout out to Tucker. Thank you to Fox. We appreciate you, Fox. Yeah, y'all did justice when y'all did Tucker the way y'all did it. We appreciate you. You know, the truth got to come out. And I told you, there's going to be more things coming out, and we're going to be here to break it to you and let you know what took place, man. But I know y'all ready for us to stop talking about Kamala. You know, I know I'm ready too, man. I really am, you know. Because she right now probably drunk as hell. Merry Christmas. She didn't want, I know she didn't want us to say Merry Christmas, but Merry Christmas, Kamala.
So in your meeting with him, it was obvious that he
it was. So we give 16 questions 2 weeks in advance, the same 16 questions to each candidate. So, you know, RFK answered all 16 questions. Probably most of them didn't answer them how we would like them to answer them, but they answered them. Joe Biden came in and he answered 5 of them. Donald Trump answered all 16. And then when Biden drops out of the race, but prior to Biden dropping out of the race, he's in the race around June or May. One of my vice presidents, a woman named Joan Corey out of my local, she sits on our general executive board, was at an event with Vice President Harris. You know, they're going through the line to get the picture, and Joan introduces herself to Vice President Harris, says, I'm Joan Corey. I'm on the general executive board for the Teamsters. She goes, Teamsters? You better get on board. You better get on board. Better get on board soon. Says it to my vice president.
To her face?
To her face. So she comes back. We have the meeting the next day.
Damn.
And she tells me this.
I thought I was arrogant. That's really arrogant.
So she tells me this. So I call up Marty Walsh. He wasn't the Secretary of Labor, but, you know, he was pushing hard for us to make the endorsement. I'm like, let me ask you a question, Marty. Excuse my French. Who does this lady think she is? Like, if I want to support from any organization, I am not going to point my finger in someone's face and say, you better get on board or else. But that's the attitude of this whole party. Fast forward.
So he chopped out the French. He chopped out the good sweet words. Yeah, they be in the comments saying, Rick, please don't curse. Rick, please don't say the F word. Don't give us the F bomb, Rick. Shout out to them Patriots. I'm sorry. But we got to drop our nuts low now, you know. Our president's back. And there's more things coming than y'all should be worried about me saying the F-bomb now. Because y'all gonna hear a whole lot come these next 4 years. Hope y'all ready.
She finally agrees to come after we were putting pressure on her, basically, because I was doing interviews all over the place saying, we haven't got invited to the DNC. They haven't accepted our invitation for her to come to a roundtable. So she comes to the roundtable. Same format, same questions. Rank and file members are asking her questions just like they asked every other candidate. They were trying to negotiate with us. She only wants to answer 3 questions. We're like, there's 16 questions here. She answers 3 of them. And on the 4th question, one of her operatives or one of her staff slips a note in front of me. This will be the last question. And it was 20 minutes earlier than the time that it was going to end.
Come on.
100%. You're there trying to get our support. And her declaration on the way out was, I'm going to win with you or without you.
Wow.
She thought that or said it out loud?
She said it out loud.
That's insane.
That moment.
Wow. Y'all hearing this? This what was going on behind the scenes. I know everybody else seen, what the breaking news on Fox or CNN, all other places, and when we broke it to you, like Teamsters won't endorse Harris, and basically everybody said they don't endorse Harris. That basically because they're not going to endorse a Republican, so they're endorsing Trump if she doesn't get. And she how many? It's been how many years since a Democrat hasn't gotten that endorsement? Was it like 40 some years or something like that? Look, anyways. She was supposed. Every Democrat has gotten that endorsement. She was supposed to get that endorsement. Teamsters. She said, "We're gonna win with you or without you." She really thought she had this in the bag, y'all. Yeah, billions of dollars, celebrities in that Diddy all. Ah, man, couldn't answer a question. Word salads, word spaghettis. I really did think she was drunk as hell out there. I'm one of those ones that say, Rick, when you seen her on doing the camp, when we covered that, I thought she was drunk as, I really did. I thought she was blasted. Being honest, man, didn't earn it, not qualified. They ought to be ashamed of themselves, for real. When them top Democrats came in there and said we need a whole new ticket, and they had conversations. You heard what AOC exposed to the world in that viral clip. When they had conversations, she was in the room and said we need a whole new ticket if Joe Biden steps down. But nah, Joe Biden say, here y'all go, and we go and let's see how this thing play out. He don't even know where the hell he at, if he even made the decision or not. Yeah. But man, behind the scenes, man, I'm just happy to spread this to y'all, man, because this what was going on behind the scenes, man. She said we're gonna win this thing with y'all, with or with y'all. They couldn't even show up to the Al Smith dinner. I'm telling you, it really should have been 49-1 this election. 49-1. That's what I'm saying. Look at this. Look at what she did win. When no voter ideal. I mean, anyways, we won. They say, Rick, shut up. We won. I know. But look at where she did win. And who they say dead people was voting this election again too. So shit, I don't know. Shit. They still think Joe Biden got 81 million. So I don't know.
Moment from the interview right there just exposed, I think, everything that's wrong with the modern Democratic Party. Kamala Harris told the Teamsters president, I'm going to win with or without you. That's not just a moment of shocking arrogance. It's a perfect encapsulation of the narcissism that defines the left today. It's an attitude that says, we don't need to answer to you, we don't need your support, and we certainly don't need to earn your vote. And that's exactly why they're losing touch with the American people. And I don't think that mindset is unique to Kamala Harris, but rather I think that mindset is kind of pervasive throughout the Democratic Party, or at least within the elitist circles. They've convinced themselves that elections are theirs to win by default, and that they don't need to run on ideas or connect with voters. Instead, they can simply coast to victory on the backs of social media influencers, celebrities, and the billions of dollars in ad spending that they engage in. It's clear that they see themselves as the elite because they act like it. They're so frickin' out of touch, so insulated from reality, that they genuinely believe that they don't have to engage with regular people anymore. And that's essentially what Kamala Harris said. I mean, let's be real here. Let's bring in the proper context. This wasn't during a moment where Kamala Harris was high-flying with huge leads in the polls. This was during a time when the polls were tightening and the Trump base was energized like never before. Yet she had the audacity to dismiss a group as influential as the Teamsters with a flippant, "I'll win without you." It's that kind of arrogance that's costing the Democrat Party. It's that exact kind of arrogance that continues to plague the Democratic Party today. They've built their strategy on entitlement, not effort. They seem to assume that if they throw enough money at an election, get enough celebrities to endorse them, and weaponize enough media narratives, that they'll simply win. It's almost like they campaign just the way that they govern. Just throw money all over the place, throw money at any problem, at any issue, and automatically it's a political win. But obviously that strategy is falling apart now, isn't it? The truth is they're failing because they no longer know how to connect with the people, with regular people. The Democrat Party used to be the party of the working class. At least that was the self-anointed title that they had given themselves. But now it seems like they look down on the people that they claim to represent. They sneer at blue-collar workers, dismiss their concerns, and assume that they'll just fall in line. And when those exact voters push back, Democrats double down on their elitism. Instead of actually listening to people, they label dissenters as deplorables, racists, or conspiracy theorists. Instead of showing up to answer tough questions, they hide behind a wall of media sycophants and propaganda. Really, these little instances that we cover, like I always say, are a microcosm of the whole. This is the attitude of the left. This interaction, or this dynamic in the 2024 election between the Teamsters Union and many other workers' unions and the Democrat Party, or Kamala Harris, essentially represents what happened in the 2024 election on a more macro view. You had people who had concerns and they were asking the Democrat Party directly. We have these concerns related to the economy, inflation, immigration, whatever it is. And instead of addressing those concerns, those people were shunned, they were ridiculed, they were ignored. They were essentially told to F off, and the response was, well, you have all those concerns, we're not going to address them, and we don't even care to address them because we're going to win anyways. And how are we going to win? Not by addressing any of the concerns of working class people, but rather by showing up on a stage with Beyonce, or putting out these narratives.
And then coming out with a nasty word salad. Ma'am, what the hell did you just say? We don't know what you just said. Yeah. People showing up for the free concerts and leaving. They got rappers up there talking about gun violence when they talked about gun violence their entire rap career, and almost every song they have in their catalog, they're talking about shooting guns and women and drugs and all kind of stuff, But they up there talking about gun violence. It's just a disgrace. That entire campaign was a disgrace. It was terrible. And I let people know to their face, man. Anybody that backed that up, and I laugh at you. It's a disgrace, man. And if you went out and voted for that, I know you probably just hated Trump, but yeah. Woo! Feels good to be on the winning side. Shout out to them Patriots. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Blessings to you all. I hope you are blessed, well, and healthy. And that we end the year off on a good note, y'all. We're going to end this year off on a good note, man. We are. Yes, 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 yes. I love y'all, man. I encourage y'all to spread that love, man. You can't wait for January 20th to get here. Let me know in the comment section below as well. We are all ready for January 20th to get here, man. And we'll see how this thing plays out. I'm wishing nothing but the best, man, to my brothers and sisters around the world. And y'all have an amazing rest of your night. And again, I love y'all. One love. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace and love, family.